On a quiet Monday morning, June 23rd, 1975, at Mobi General Hospital in Adamawa State, a child was born into the family of Sergeant Martins and Mrs. Victoria Adeboye. His name was KOLAWOLE Monday Adeboye. The name Monday would later be dropped in favor of Samuel, a prophetic choice symbolic of calling and consecration. He was the third of 4 children from his mother's side, but one among many in a polygamous home.
My dad was polygamous. He had a second wife who gave birth to 3 children, Kayode, Yemisi, and Fumi. So Yemisi was actually staying with us in Ojo Cantonment. I remember her very well. They're hard up now.
His father, a military officer, was stationed in Adamawa at the time of his birth. A few years later, the family relocated to Lagos following a military position of Ojo Cantonment, growing up in military barracks, first in Ojo, then in Charity Barracks in Oshodi. He began his earliest education at the Nigeria Army Primary School. It was a life shaped by discipline, but also by hardship. Life in the barracks was noisy, crowded, and unpredictable. With chalk, slate, and geliosimi, preschooling, he took his first steps into education. The barracks also exposed him to the harsher realities of life. His father, being polygamous, had other wives and children. But amidst it all, he remembered a loving father, Sergeant Martins Adeboye, whose friendships stretched across military ranks and whose dreams for his son once included a military secondary school. Unfortunately, those dreams faded after his father's sudden retirement from the army.
Things began to change drastically from up down. It was a struggle being able to go through secondary school. And between GS1 and GS3, I had moved from my parents' place to go stay with an uncle. I remember my mom's elder brother. My mom's name is Victoria Adeboye. My mom's elder brother was also in the army. Now late Alaji Olale. He was staying in another military cantonment barracks, also in Lagos. Since the place is not too far from Ikeja to Oshodi, it's just about less than 10 minutes drive. So we moved to go stay with him. He was living in a room and a parlor. There are different types of apartments in military barracks depending on your rank. It determines the kind of room that you are given. So when we were in a charity military cantonment barracks, we're living in a block that has several rooms and parlors. So me, my elder brother, my elder sister, my younger brother, who was born almost about 7 years after me, and then my sleeping spot was under my dad's bed.
Tragedy struck when his father passed away while he was still in junior secondary school. The stability the family once enjoyed disappeared. Hunger, school dropout threats, and relocations became daily experiences, to the point of moving and relocating to their hometown, Ifo. He moved from the relative's home to another and hawking food to survive. Despite the odds, he was determined to continue schooling, even when it meant waking at 4:30 a.m. to travel from Ifo, Ogun State to Ilupeju Grammar School in Lagos. He faced ridicule, fatigue, and poverty, but he refused to give up. To support the family, he sold rice, beans, and ice water. He operated grinding machines in open markets and washed muddy feet during rainy seasons for small change. His classmates nicknamed him Senior Oniresi, a badge he wore with pride. Painful as those years were, they were formative. They planted seeds of resilience. He endured torture under relatives, lived in houses where he was falsely accused, and suffered in silence. But one thing stood out: integrity. Even when surrounded by temptations, he proved trustworthy, handling money without fault. A turning point came through his elder brother. who introduced him to the Redeemed Christian Church of God at Mount Zion Parish in Ifo. The first encounter with Christ sparked a passion for God. Later deepened through house fellowship meetings. It was there he gave his life to Christ and a new journey began. He completed junior secondary school in Lagos and moved to Adenrele High School, Ifo, for his senior secondary certificate examination. Though academically gifted, the demands of family life caused him to switch from the sciences to the arts. On market days, he would rise at dawn to set up his mother's wares and rush to school, often still in pain from long hours of standing or hawking. Financial hardship continued, although he passed his WAEC with 7 credits and 2 passes. He spent 7 long years trying and failing to enter university due to lack of funds. He gained admission to several institutions: Federal College of Education, Ire Polytechnic, School of Journalism, and the University of Lagos, but couldn't afford the fees. He finally found a breakthrough at Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, where he was admitted to study mass communication. As a student, he became General Secretary of the Redeemed Christian Fellowship on campus. The platform shaped his faith and leadership, and later served his internship at Christ the Redeemer's Ministry, the CRM. Was Traveling Secretary from 2002 to 2005 and Zonal Coordinator from 2005 to 2014, coordinating and ministering in Redeemed Christian Fellowship on campuses and Redeemed Christian Corpus Fellowship in several states in Nigeria in CRM, in Kwara, Kogi Zone 2003 to 2005. Entire Northwest Zone 2006 to 2011, and later Kaduna Niger Zone 2011 to 2014. He was called into full-time ministry in RCCG through the evangelical arm of the mission, Christ the Redeemer's Ministry, in February 2002. Though initially intended as a short stint, his time at CRM extended to 2 years due to an academic strike. In the meantime, he applied for direct entry into Olabisi Onabanjo University to study English. During his internship at CRM, the entire Southwest and part of the North were his coverage. Eventually, he returned to school for his degree at Olabisi Onabanjo University to study English while maintaining his ministry duties. Mondays to Wednesdays were for academics. Thursdays to Sundays were for missions. The load was heavy as he travels frequently, but he pressed on. His ministry and academic path ran parallel for years. He worked at radio stations, served youth fellowships, preached, taught, and traveled across zones. During his early days at school, he squatted with friends, slept on bare floors, and borrowed his first university tuition from the CRM office. His elder brother supported him through school until marriage, while others, including Mommy Victoria and Uncle Benga Akinduro, provided monthly stipends as led by God. He couldn't serve in the National Youth Service Corps due to age, but received a certificate of exemption with pride and integrity. In 2008, he married his longtime friend and ministry partner, Olubukola Adeboye. Their union produced 3 children, Adeogo, Ayanfelua, and Ileriolua. By the time of his marriage, he had been transferred to CRM's zonal office in Kaduna State. The transfer came at a cost. He had a carryover from school and could have delayed the move, but God instructed otherwise. Trusting divine guardians, he registered for an extra year and prepared to resit the course, but a week later he was recalled to complete his final clearance. A friend, KOLAWOLE Pedro, had helped pay the school fees, and a mysterious intervention rectified the error. He graduated successfully. His assignment in Kaduna covered all of northwest Nigeria: Kaduna, Kano, Zamfara, Kebbi, Jigawa, Katsina, and Sokoto. He spent 7 years there overseeing growth and expansion. Church branches were planted, land acquired, and miracles witnessed. From Abu Zaria to RCCF Sokoto, the kingdom was advancing. Ministry in the north at its risk, especially during seasons of unrest, but he was preserved. His wife, even while heavily pregnant, remained supportive through travel, transition, and turmoil. In 2014, he was promoted as youth evangelist over Edo, Delta, and Bayelsa. Then in 2017, promoted again as assistant pastor in charge of province for Youth Province 3, covering Ogun and Ondo states. 4 years later, he became pastor in charge of province Youth Province 8. Throughout his journey, he remained a passionate advocate for education. Having once been the child who couldn't pay fees, he now sponsors others through school, offering monthly stipends and mentorship. Pastor KOLAWOLE Samuel Adeboye is passionate about serving God, hence called to turn many to God, touching lives, disciplining and mentoring young adults, youth and adults alike to find repentance, purpose, healing, restoration, and direction, and fulfill destiny along God's ordained paths for their lives. He holds 2 master degrees, Master in Christian Education, Masters in Theology from Catholic University of Ghana, Fear Prayer, and a B.Hat in English from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwoye, Ogun State. Served as General Secretary of RCF on campus. Now, Pastor KOLAWOLE Samuel Adeboye currently serves as pastor in charge of Province 8, Ondo, from February 2021 till present. Married to Pastor Bukola Adeboye. They are blessed with great children, Adeogo, Adeola, and Adeayo, and many spiritual children. Born into poverty, shaped by struggle, refined by service, and lifted by grace, KOLAWOLE Samuel Adeboye is not just a pastor or leader, he is a testimony. A boy who washed feet for coins now walks in places of purpose. A teenager who sold food in the market now feeds souls across regions. A rejected son, now a father to many. A voice silenced by poverty, now proclaiming hope to generations.
Baby, for this, àwọn bàbá tó bí ọlọ́mọ, ǹlẹ́ ọmọ lògbò dúdú ọmọ ajífẹ́ mi ṣeré, ọmọ amọ́lẹ́sẹ̀ bí àlàrí, ọmọ ẹ fún ọjọ́ èpo, ọmọ sọ̀rọ̀ gbìmọ̀, ọmọ ẹsẹ̀ bí ètí pàìlẹ̀kọ̀, ọmọ ajíkò sí ọmọ gbòòrò, ọmọ atẹ́ni gbogboyè. Olówó orí Olúbùkọ́lá o, àrẹwà àti inú tó dé, bó ṣe lẹ́yìn funfun, lónínú funfun, ọlọ́jà rẹ̀ ti gbé gbogbo wa, lọ́lá ilé Èdùmàrè ọjà yóò mọ̀ níjà, Olúbùkọ́lá ò sí ní parẹ́ mọ́ wá lójú. KOLAWOLE ó dá mi lójú pé àdé òkòkò àyànfẹ́ olú àti ìlérí Olúwa ó máa dúpẹ́ fẹ́lẹ̀ Èdùmàrè tó fún wọn ní bàbá tó ṣe mú yán ọgán kan torí pé wọ́n mú lérò níyà o. Bàbá wa bàbá ọmọ ní ìgbọmọ ẹ̀yinjú Elédùmarè bébí wọn lálágbọ̀rọ̀ wa olùgbèjà wa olùdámọ̀ràn wa. Dáadáa rírí ni káàrí o àbọ̀jà ìrírí ọjọ́ kẹrẹ́ pẹ̀lú nítorí àwa ẹ̀yin lẹ́lẹ́rìí ẹ̀yẹ oníwà tútù bí àjà